My name is Earl. Welcome to my Early Riser workshop. The space behind me is my wood shop, and this is my pottery studio. And behind this door is the subject of today's video. It's a lumber trolley, very similar to many lumber carts that you find on YouTube. However, this trolley has two features that's quite uncommon. The first of which is the location of the center panels that separate the storage areas. On my trolley, they are flexible and can be placed anywhere along this rail system. The second feature is a roller that's placed here in front of the trolley. It reduces friction when sliding sheet goods in and out of the trolley on this end. If this trolley build is of interest to you, then follow along and I'll show you how I made it. As you watch me make the roller, let me explain why I made a narrow trolley instead of a freewheeling trolley cart that you typically find. The reason is simple. In this two-car garage, I didn't have wall space to lean materials against, and I certainly didn't have floor space for a big lumber cart. I decided that if I built a single wall partition, I could lean the lumber against that wall. But if I built two walls in the partition, leaving a space in the middle, then I could build this trolley to slide in and out of that space and not give up a lot of footprint. So that's why I did it. Well, as complicated as building the roller was, the trolley base is pretty simple. It's merely 2x4s cut to length as two stringers and a number of stretchers that fit into dados along the stringers so that the full base assembly has more strength that way. And on the one stringer, I needed to carve a relief for the roller, and this is to maximize the surface area of the roller, allowing the full amount of sheet goods to roll across the top. It's important that the axle hole is aligned between the outer stretcher and the support piece. Once I accomplished that, it was just a matter of threading a 3/4 inch dowel through the roller and into a support piece, and then attaching the stretchers, applying a number of clamps, and then screwing with deck screws. After making a cutout in the 3/4 inch plywood for the roller, I can screw the deck plate to the frame. So now I flip the assembly over and install the fixed casters at the point where a stretcher meets the rail about 14 inches from the end. I'll be making 3 slotted rails, and it requires 4-inch strips of OSB, a lot of it. So that's the next step before cross-cutting the strips into 4-inch squares that'll be used as spacers. Well, now here's something that I just love about this bench. By using the dogs as alignment pins, I know that this point to this point is going to be exactly at 90 degrees. All I have to do is just raise it. So I'm on the shank of the dogs, and I know this is exactly 90 degrees right here. It's a beautiful thing. All right, now you can see how I'm using the jig to locate all three spacers at the same time across the strips of the 4-inch rail strips. And I'm able to do this so that the space between the spacers, the void that I'm creating, will be perfectly lined up with each other no matter what order I put them on the trolley. So once the glue is dry, I flip the rails over individually. I apply glue to each of the spacers, adding the outer strip to the assembly, pin them down, and apply clamps until they're dry. After they're dry, I can break their edges with a little bit of sanding before taking them to the miter saw, stacking them up, and trimming to the final length. So now I'll set one of the split rails aside, and the other two will get a series of pocket holes drilled along the edges for assembly to the base plate later. The storage bins on the trolley are made up of 4 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood, 2 at the ends and 2 in the middle. After clipping the corners, I take the 2 middle web pieces to the bandsaw, and here I cut out notches on 2 sides at the bottom and 1 side at the top, opposite of the clipped corner. So at last I'm ready for some assembly of the slot rails. The first one I place against the edge flush of the base assembly and screw down the pocket holes until I reach the end. I'll place the second split rail near the middle of the base, and then using the middle bin divider web, I can locate exactly how much space to screw down that center split rail. Once that's complete, then I can take the 2 end pieces and securely fasten them to the split rails at the end, also being flush. The sheet good retaining strip gets nailed down next, and it's flush to that edge. The middle dividers are actually an assembly. It consists of the center web that you saw me using earlier as a spacer for the rails, and 2 flanges, one long and one short. These get glued and screwed along their appropriate edges before completing the final assembly. So now for some fun. I get to take the finished divider assemblies and I lock them in place where I think I want to store the cutoffs, knowing full well that if I change my mind later, I can just move them. That's the joy of this special feature. After having put all of the rest of the slats into place, I can then lock in the full upper split rail, and that completes this stage of the assembly. You may notice that I added a little slot at the top of the end panel, and that's to allow a 1/4 inch hanger bolt to be driven inside of that slot into the upper split rail. And then once a wing nut and washer are installed, I won't need tools to loosen that joint up and lift the upper split rail from the slats, move my middle bin dividers anywhere I want, put it all back together, and then tighten down the wing nut and washer. So with that, the lumber trolley is complete and ready for service. I carefully lift it down from the horses and I'm good to go. Please note that it's possible to use this trolley without it being in between 2 walls. But from a safety aspect, you have to be very careful to keep control of those sheet goods in this manner. I used clamps while I was loading it, but straps can also work in that manner. But in practice, daily practice, I have the trolley in the partition and I don't pull it all the way out. I leave part of the sheet goods inside the two walls to act as supports when I'm loading or unloading the trolley. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you won't miss my next upload. So until then, be an early riser. Get up and get going, and I'll see you real soon.